Okay.
It's just,
Is
it's
Larry?
just amazing. You know, he walked out of there mailbox for like.
Good evening. Welcome to this special meeting of the Board of Education. The secretary will call the roll of each board member to determine if a quorum is present.
Mr. Gardner,
Present.
Mr. Groupie,
Present.
Mr. Kempton,
Present.
Mrs. Moon, Ms. Nichols,
Present.
Ms. Schrader is present.
Okay, thank you. If you will rise and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
Public or staff comments. Just a reminder that anyone from the audience who would like to address the board may do so when that agenda item is being discussed. Before you approach the podium, you will need to sign in on the sheet provided at the media table. And as you approach the podium, please provide your name. Remarks will be limited to 3 minutes and to 1 appearance at the podium. Questions directed to the board may not always be answered immediately. All questions will be responded to by an appropriate person as soon as possible. Persons who wish to suggest items for the agenda should contact the superintendent. And I will now ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And personnel recommendations, I guess I need to have a motion to approve all of those, okay. I need a motion to approve the personnel recommendations as included in the packet.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And Dr. Fraley, the redaction letter from OSBA.
Yes, the district had received a redaction letter from Kevin Kruger, representing Capstone Insurers and the OSBA consortium. This redaction is because of the re-evaluated position regarding the proposal that the Board of Education agreed upon at the last meeting to enter an agreement to be a member of OSBA. Part of that agreement at the time was the understanding that the district would be able to access their health care coverage and benefits through the Blue K and Anthem networks. Turns out that is not the case. So Mr. Kruger has graciously submitted a letter of redaction, and the board would need to approve that, and that would therefore end any commitment that we may have with OSBA.
Does anybody have any questions for Dr. Fraley? If not, I will accept a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the redaction letter from OSBA and leave and depart any such obligations for membership with OSBA and Capstone Insurers.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Next item on the agenda is the health benefits agreement. Dr. Fraley?
Yes, we, with the redaction of the OSBA membership agreement, then that pretty much opens up the possibility for the district to seek another avenue to provide health benefits to its employees and its members, and in which case we have 2 options on the table at this time. Keep in mind that we are under a time crunch to get our employees and members re-enrolled for this next year that will begin on July 1st. So time is very much a factor in this decision-making process because the enrollment process takes quite a bit of organization and resources and time to get that accomplished. The district has before it 2 choices. OSBA, which we just redacted from, Mr. Kruger and Capstone Insurers went ahead and stated and proposed that we could keep the aforementioned redaction letter or redaction of that agreement, only go under the Aetna program, fall under Aetna insurance and not the Blue KC or Anthem networks. For the same price the same prices for the 8 different plans that they had offered previously. The big difference here is that this would be an Aetna product and not a Blue Cross product, which could result in some disruptions to our employees' benefits, and that's very much a concern to me. The other renewal or proposal comes from Blue KC, our current provider. They have amended and revised. They have supplied us with a handful of different options as far as plans and rates. It's more competitive than their first proposal back in March. I am recommending, so we do not have any disruption in our benefits program for our employees, that we would approve the Blue Cross renewal. It is once again, it's a cost plus program that we entered into last year. It is the base plan that is being recommended is a $1,500 deductible with a $5,000 per individual out-of-pocket maximum for the PPO. I do want to be transparent in that the OSBA proposal, their base plan premium, carries the same exact deductible, the same exact out-of-pocket maximum. It is $43.26 less per month, but there is a major difference in these 2 plans, being that we are a cost plus with Blue Cross. If we come in under with our claims, in other words, if we have a good claims year, if we're running very healthy, to put it in layman's terms, in our employee base and our membership, then we result with the excess reserves. Currently, right now, as of yesterday, I got information from Blue Cross. Our current reserve surplus balance in this cost plus program is $615,000 and 281. So we have a significant reserve balance right now. Now, of course, that can change moving forward based on our claims rates. But I believe the way this works is OSBA is a consortium pool. So that $745 premium that they've offered, that is a fixed cost that we're paying out. And once we pay it out, it goes into that consortium. It becomes a part of all the members of that consortium, that pool, that reserve. The difference with what we're doing with Cost Plus and Blue Cross is that if we come in under our claims, then we build our own reserve balance. We're not giving it and sharing it among the many districts in the consortium. So that money stays our money. So essentially, when you're looking at this, we will pay no more than the $788.26 per employee per month. That is a maximum funding rate. That's how that will be calculated for employee benefits for insurance purposes and for retirement purposes. But at the end of the year, should we have a great year, that actual premium that we're paying could be much less. Like, for example, right now, you would take $615,000 off that total amount, and that's to our good. But we will not pay more than that $788.26 for that base plan. have any questions at this point? So I'm also recommending that there's the exact same HSA plan that we have had all along. It's a 100% plan. It's a $3,000 out-of-pocket, $3,000 maximum out-of-pocket. That plan stays the same as far as the coverage. It doesn't. The actual premium is $694.41. The difference between that and $788.26, of course, is awarded back into the employee's health savings account. There's a couple additional, there's an additional HSA plan with a $5,000 out-of-pocket and a $5,000 deductible, 100%. And that's a little cheaper, so if an employee was to choose that, they would get a little bit more money back in their HSA account. In addition to that, Blue Cross has offered a $750 deductible, $3,000 out-of-pocket maximum, which mirrors the exact same plan that we have now. And we would offer that to our employees as a buy-up plan, and they would pay the difference between the base plan. And then there's one more $1,500 deductible with only a $3,000 out-of-pocket maximum. Again, that's a little higher than the $788 base plan. And if an employee chose to buy that up, they would pay the difference. In addition to this recommendation is also a recommendation to approve the principal insurance for ancillary coverages, as well as the Blue Cross renewal.
Any questions or comments for Dr. Fraley? Anyone?
We have a member of the audience.
Okay. You have 3 minutes at the podium, please.
Good evening, Board. Thank you for allowing me to speak here tonight. My name is Billy Helby. I'm a local insurance expert. My wife and children were on this plan last year up until the 14% rate increase. When that rate increase happened, I kind of made it my personal mission to figure out why. Since being in insurance, I don't see rate increases like that. As a result, I did take it a personal interest to see what that was. And if you do recall, just a short time ago, we were invited to come to a board meeting on March 27th to present as a finalist in an interview process. At that meeting, Dr. Fraley discussed having interviewed multiple organizations for the Sedalia School District Employee Benefits Program. I was under the impression that the board would be making a decision on who to hire as the new employee benefits consultant. At the April board meeting, there was a decision to move to the OSBA. Unfortunately, that program was unable to deliver on the promises of the Blue Cross and Anthem networks. I'm here tonight to discuss the options may still be available. Other options, I guess. Several of my recent conversations have suggested that the district's only option is to stay with Blue Cross and the current consultant, and this is not the case. You do have a choice. The consultant you choose to hire is completely outside of the insurance carrier that you select for the coverage of this district. I am here today to ask for your business, as the USI team and I have done nothing but been transparent since the beginning. We brought in an underwriter, Pam Burrup, who was the head of underwriting for Blue Cross of Iowa for 13 plus years. She's independently underwrote the program and suggested that without any plan changes on the renewal, no changes whatsoever, you should have had closer to an 8.5% increase. It showed a 14% on the renewal that if you would have done some adjustments, it would have been a 7. She then made recommendations that would go down even further. She is successful with a recent Blue Cross renewal with another Missouri school district. The renewal is 14.5%. She got it down to 2.2%. The good news is that USI still have time to help you win in several areas. Here are a few examples. Pam can re-engage with Blue Cross Blue Shield and attempt to negotiate a lower renewal. She has had very much success with this. We can put a physician engagement program in place that will help reduce the long-term spend and improve overall health of your employees. We will create a benefits process centered on transparency and accountability. We are even willing to help the district facilitate next year's RFP process. We will make introductions to additional quality competitors. We will offer to elaborate on specifics of self-insured plans so you are prepared to evaluate proposals when the time comes. My goal this evening was to make sure that you're aware of your choices. I am part of this plan. I have a deep interest in this plan, ever since the beginning of it. I believe that my team and USI can deliver these results with integrity, and I wish you the very best, and I would love to partner with you guys. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
Point of order, before I make the motion, this,
In the mic.
okay. Point of order, before I make my motion will be to accept the recommendation of the superintendent as written. Do you want me to state it in full or merely say accept the recommendation of the superintendent?
The motion would be to approve the following health benefit agreement, the 1 through 4. Is that what you're stating as to accept as written? Are those?
No, I apologize. I was looking at the recommendation that had been made.
So the motion would be to approve the principal renewal for ancillary employee benefit options, approve the Blue Cross revised renewal proposal making the $788.26 premium plan for the district's base PPO individual plan and the $694.41 HSA individual base plan. Members of the plan will have the option to select a buy-up plan with a $750 deductible and out-of-pocket maximum of $3,000 or a $1,500 deductible with only a $3,000 out-of-pocket maximum. Additionally, there will be 2 HSA options. The base plan option will mirror the current HSA plan at $694.41, with the difference in the PPO base plan, which is $788.26, being placed into the employee's HSA account. The second HSA option would have a $5,000 deductible with a $5,000 out-of-pocket maximum for a rate of $668.31. The district would also place the difference from the base plan PPO of $788.26 into the employee's HSA.
I'll make that motion then. Thank you.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And that concludes everything on.
I have one thing before we adjourn. I would ask that the board consider that we consider making a new RFP or request for proposal for a new broker of record on health insurance policies.
I believe that is the plan.
Yeah, we have, something this district has not done to my knowledge. I know it's not been done in recent years at least. Maybe at some point in time, there's not an insurance committee. I believe the district would benefit from having an insurance committee that was represented by a myriad of our employee groups, and use that committee to look and evaluate some of the benefits plans that into the future. In addition to that, there's about 3 or 4 years ago, we went into an RFQ, request for qualified services. We had contracted with the Charlesworth Incorporated to run that process for the district as a consultant. We can engage in that process again to where we accept proposals from different insurance companies that want to vie to be our broker of record.
I think you're correct, and I stand corrected on whether it's a request for proposal or a request for qualified,
Qualified services.
Thank you. That's a better way of putting it. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. With that said, I will hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second,
Second.
and a roll call vote.
Mr. Gardner?
Aye.
Mr. Groupie?
Aye.
Mr. Kempton?
Aye.
Mrs. Moon?
She said.
Her mouth
I'm
is-
guess she's assuming. Ms. Nichols?
Aye.
And Ms. Schrader votes aye.
Thank you all for giving up a few minutes of your
Yes,
Friday night.
thank you.
Thank you.